Karen Fitzpatrick Tully reporting from the Cox Schiffanelli rally. It's been a wonderful day, and we have Dr. Leland Stillman, who has traveled all the way across the country in order to attend, and you're with American First Frontline Doctors. And you are a natural and functional systemic holistic approach doctor, as well as you majored in environmental health, which I think are two very important things to show your character and what you're trying to do in the area of health. Why are you here today?
So I'm here because we really need people in elected office like Dan who are going to stand up for medical freedom, health freedom, and who are going to maintain the right of doctors and patients to do what they think is right for their medical care rather than having to obey the dictates of a government that's obviously been corrupted by corporate interests.
How do you feel that the medical industry has been contained and that you're not allowed to offer services and medicine that you feel are really best and proven to help clients or patients, I should say?
Well, it's obvious that it's by design that they've stopped us from prescribing and practicing the way that we believe, and also from talking about it. You know, if you talk to doctors and you talk to nurses, everybody knows what's going on. There's only a very small proportion of doctors and nurses who are still brainwashed into believing that the vaccines are safe and effective, and brainwashed into believing that ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine don't have any value. And, you know, some of them still seem to believe in masks, but, you know, I just hear one story after another. I have one doctor after another, one nurse after another coming to me saying, thank you for standing up, thank you for speaking out. But the reality is a lot of these professionals have what we call the golden handcuffs on, which is they don't have any transferable skills. You know, a doctor can't just go out and become a lawyer. He's got to fork over, 5-6 figures worth of tuition, not to mention living expenses. And he's got these, 6-figure student loans already. The nurses have 6-figure nursing student loans. So nobody can afford to quit or leave their job, and therefore they're remaining silent and they're remaining in these positions. But they're fabricating their vaccine cards.
Or specialize in holistic medicine. That's a whole other area. They don't even teach doctors about nutrition half the time in practices. You just alluded to the fact that Democrats are using big tech to control the narrative. How do you see that, Dr. Stillman, acting out in the medical industry?
Yeah, so big tech's being used to control the narrative in a lot of different ways by the Democrats. Pretty much everything that's pro-Democrat gets promoted in the algorithms, and anything that's not going along with the narrative gets just viciously punished. I mean, you see this, and when you talk to other doctors or other social media or health and wellness influencers on different social media platforms, whenever they say something, they can watch their engagement just drop like a rock. And that's really hitting people where it hurts in their wallets and their ability to feed their families, get, for example, like for me, get patients and things like that. And so that's what they're doing. They're really practicing economic warfare, and big tech is enabling it. And they're really depriving people of life-saving medical information. I think it's criminal what they're doing.
How can do you have blogs or information where people can contact you and read about it? And then I'll ask you one final question. Why do you believe the Cox Schiffanelli is the best ticket for the governor of Maryland and lieutenant governor?
Yeah. What was the first question?
The first question was how can people reach you, and where can they reach you to read more information and alternative facts regarding, particularly, I imagine you have a lot about some of the dangers of the vaccine.
Yeah, so people can reach me on my my website, stillmanmd.com. They can sign up for my blog there.
Hold on. That's Stillman, Stillman.
M as in medical, D as in doctor.
MD.com. And that will also be written in the heading of this interview. And the final question, why did you come across the country to speak for Dan and Gordana?
Yeah, so we have way too many weak, I hate to say this, but there's no other word for it, pathetic Republicans who haven't stood up to mandates, who haven't been hard on the evils of the COVID lockdowns and the mandates. And Dan is not afraid, and Schiffanelli are not afraid of a fight. They're going to do what's right. They're going to keep states like Maryland open, and their people are going to benefit as a result.
Well, thank you so much. I always say that people like you are medical prophets. No one loved a prophet in his own country, that's for sure. So I want to thank you for standing up for what you believe in, because I'm sure you get persecuted often about this. And I would urge people, we don't tell people what to believe. We give factual news. I urge you to look up Dr. Stillman on his website. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless America.